That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM 12 after 10 o'clock, 26 degrees. I did win there for a little while, but it's come back to Barbara's circle of temperatures. It is Thursday, January 16th, and you know, I'm really happy. Thank you to everybody joining us on Facebook Live this morning as well. Not only are we kicking off a very busy day with Station, yes, that's the band that opens for Autograph. Remember them? You know, turn up the radio. Yes, we're going to be doing an interview with them in about an hour's time, but been absolutely entertaining young Ryan Neville coming out of Christchurch, and elated to meet, of course, Miranda Easten. Hi, guys.
Hi.
Hey there.
You know,
hey, thank you very much for having us. It's really good to see you guys again.
It's an absolute pleasure. You know you're part of the family, my friend. Of course we would have you anytime we can. And you've brought a guest along who now is part of the family unwittingly. She didn't know that, you know, you do an interview, that's it, you're part of the family.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and you can call us up anytime. We would be happy to be able to release brand spanking new work like we're going to do. Miranda, I absolutely love the work that you do. I really do. I've been having a listen to this. But I'm going to ask you very quickly, Ryan, because I think it's only fair that we play one of your previous songs that we've had a chat about in the past, just to refresh our listeners' ears and minds. Tell me a little bit about Shake Your Body.
Right, now that was a cover song that I was allowed to record, which is one of my favourite blues songs, and it's just catchy, danceable, that kind of thing, and was what I consider a typical blues song, so one of my favourites. You know,
I absolutely love it, I really do, and I want to talk to you about your world travels, your forthcoming world travels. I know you've been travelling around quite a bit through 2019, and have been around, so we want to talk about that, because I can't say, come to New Zealand and play for us. So I want to know how you've been going overseas. But first of all, let's play Shake Your Boogie. Here's Ryan Neville coming out of Christchurch. Kiwi guy. Love it.
Good morning, Gia.
Kia ora, bro. Gia from Norway is watching us right now, so
excellent.
Yeah,
hello.
He's the gentleman I've been telling you about. So
yeah, it sounds awesome what they're doing, isn't it? Sounds great.
Absolutely, big plans across the board for those guys, if you know what I mean. Looking forward. He's going to send me a package of alcohol, aren't you, brother?
Now we're talking about
I'm looking forward to the taste test, but I know these guys. I've been watching them. They can sink a bottle of vodka, no worries, you know. I'd be floored after a glass.
Me too, mate.
And I'm telling these guys, I'm coming. It's going to be trouble. I'm coming. I'm scared.
Oh, yeah. Well, see, the thing is what I reckon is to have a few first, have sort of a practice for the next month or two.
I couldn't do that and drive this ship at the same time.
Yeah, true.
You know. By the way, yeah, did you see in the news the other day a young guy who's just started with NASA as an intern? 3 days into it, he finds a planet.
I saw that. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. It's in the Goldilocks zone as well. You know, it's just hot enough, just cold enough, da 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 da. But more importantly, they're going to give it a name. Do you know what they're going to call it?
What?
The sequel.
Aha. Gotcha.
Earth 2, the sequel.
Yeah.
Yeah, coming to a planet near you.
Near you, that's right.
Absolutely. Well, we are the galaxy. We can go around the universe. Here's a good question for you. The universe is always expanding, right? What's it expanding into?
Ooh, that's one of those deep thought questions, really, isn't it?
It is. Let's go back to the desk. I'll let you ponder that one.
Yeah.
Good morning, Cheryl.
The little girl got me keeping cherry red. I said, shake your boogie. Shake your boogie. Shake your boogie. Your boogie's alright.
Love you, Cheryl. Hey,
That's right, you're right here at Galaxy, excuse me, 107. It is 18 after 10 o'clock, 27 degrees downtown. We touched on 28, so I kind of am going to take that win, to be honest. Sorry guys, Barbara and I, being the co-host of the breakfast show, we have a competition to see how much we can make the weatherman look silly. Because we don't think that he can predict anything, anywhere, anytime here in Kowada. We have our own biosphere here, which is completely different to the rest of the country. So we kind of figure he's throwing darts at the board.
Yeah, I think so too.
Do you get that down there? I want to refresh your memory. I used to work for Radio Avon down there, and when we did the weather and the news and everything down there, we always thought, the weatherman's crazy. He just can't predict it.
Yes, we were just saying that, weren't we? Just this morning, looked outside and we went, what's going to happen today? And yeah, it is. It's just, who knows, really? It's complete guesswork, isn't it?
Exactly. It really, really is. But they say, hey, hold on, if I put the word educated in front of it, I get paid.
Good point.
It is a good point. It really, really is. And of course, we were discussing very, very briefly about the universe and everything that is involved. Of course, we're Galaxy, so we like to be able to get out around the universe. But I posed an interesting question to you. Maybe, Miranda, I can pose one to you. If a car could travel at light speed, would the headlights work?
I couldn't comment.
That's an interesting question, though, isn't it?
Well, it is. But overall, if you both have something to think about, try this one. If your knees bent backwards instead of the way they do, wouldn't chairs be interesting?
Yes. That's the only answer I have for you right at this point in time, but I will ponder it.
You see, Miranda, we're nuts here. We absolutely are. You don't have to be crazy to work here, but it really helps. It really does.
Excellent.
Now, Miranda, you're a singer-songwriter. You hail at the moment from Christchurch, but you're familiar with, of course, all of the South Island. I know you get around, but I'm not too sure whether you're too familiar with the North Island. Have you been up this way performing?
I have been recording up in Auckland recently at Roundhead Studios, which is it's been such an amazing experience, and I've really enjoyed it. It's sort of a career highlight for me. I'm a little bit familiar with the North Island, but mostly just Auckland.
Fair enough. I understand that. Now, Miranda, I don't know whether Ryan has informed you, but from time to time, when we have guests that we talk to from overseas, we invite them to do things like, for instance, go to the Wild Foods down in Hokitika and partake in hoo-hoo grubs, if you know what I mean, which is mind-blowing to them, to be honest with you, especially the way I deliver it. But I'm just wondering, you're familiar with Rotorua, aren't you?
Yes, but I have a rather unusual sulphur allergy, and I don't think I'll visit.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that takes the Zorb out of the question then, so maybe...
What was the question going to be?
Well, have you ever heard of a Zorb? Have you ever been inside one?
I've heard of them, I've seen them, I haven't been inside one. I've seen people using the Zorbs that are on water on Lake Tekapo.
Well, we won't put you in the water, literally. We would rather put you down a hill and have people run in front of you. That means we need to get you drunk so that when you run over their faces, it's priceless.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Why not?
Well, I'm rather concerned now. I don't want to cause any allergies or any breakouts of allergies, but maybe Miranda and maybe Ryan, we could get a few concerts and get you guys on Kiwi stages in front of Kiwi audiences with some names, if you know what I mean. We're actually working towards that, and Barbara, managing the entertainment side of it, is doing an exceptional job. So if we, by chance, just happen to give you a call and say, are you up for a bit of work? Would you work with us?
We are always keen, isn't that right?
Absolutely.
We love performing live. It's our thing. We enjoy it. So anytime, anywhere, any place, give us a call. We'll be there.
Love that. Love that. Believe me. And things are in the pipeline for a lot of artists that we're looking at bringing into the country this year, which it's purely selfish. It really is. It's so that we can get our Kiwi bands more exposure somehow, some way, if you know what I'm saying. But we like to have a cross-reference of music as well, so it's not just one genre or another. We kind of like all the genres. Let's try and put a few concerts together and fill up a whole year.
Look, we so need that. That's the thing, isn't it? We do. It's great, the concerts and festivals we have, but there's always room for more, isn't there?
Absolutely, absolutely. And the lucky thing is that we have our fingers on the pulse with all the equipment that we need. We can do the staging, do the backlines, do everything like that. All we need is the artist and their tools to come on stage so that we can expose their talents to our audiences.
Look, and we always thank yourself, for doing things like that, because we always need places to play. It's always hard to kind of do everything in promotion. You guys do such a wonderful job. We always appreciate the help that you do for us.
Spoken like a true Cantabrian. Absolutely love that. I really, really do. Have you played at the new venue yet?
Are you going to say the new 12 bar?
Yeah.
No, haven't as yet, but hoping to for sure.
I've heard good things.
Yes, it looks fantastic, and it's great that they're doing something a bit different. So we always like that. It's bluesy based, so that's always a good thing.
Exactly, absolutely, and believe me, I'm planning on coming down there maybe sometime to the other end of this year. Maybe we can catch up. Well,
Let's do.
Miranda might have to keep an eye on us. We might get a bit drunk. Apparently, I have to train, so by the time I get back, I might be hanging out for a few drinks.
That's a good point too. Yes.
Yeah.
Sounds like a lot of fun, Grant.
I like to have fun and maybe a bit of bail money as well.
That helps. Helps to have that in your pocket just in case.
Just in case, yeah. And a couple of people will make a couple of phone calls for me at the same time. Yeah, got a couple of those. Maybe the mayor might help me out. You never know. Because I'm liable to get into trouble anytime. I'm, just one of those inquisitive people.
I like it.
Yeah. Now, tell me, Ryan, and I want to know a lot about this because we have been playing this a little bit. I've got to be honest with you. People have been requesting. Tell me about Whiskey and Races. Where did this come from?
Well, it was one of the songs I have, as you may know, I still play a lot of blues, but I thought I've always had this kind of feel for country, so I thought I've got to write myself a country song. So, to be honest, the really came about with this idea of what is the most country thing I could think of. And at the time, I don't drink myself, but I thought whiskey is, a typical thing, and I thought roses. So it's that chalk and cheese kind of extremes, and the song is really based around that. It's like, meeting someone for the first time, and then of course that relationship lasting many, many years, which is lovely. And then it talks about being the fact that you still enjoy being with your partner and you love your partner, but it the feelings change, not always for the good, not always for the bad, but they change. So that was really where the song stemmed from.
So tell me about how you managed to integrate this wonderful voice with this particular track. How did you guys meet?
Well, how do we meet? We've been friends for many years.
How many years?
It'd be hard to think back, wouldn't it? But 10, 15 years at least, sure.
Yeah, at the very least.
So you know each other's style and are able to be able to fold that in together to make a piece of art much like what you have at the moment. Now, it must have been a lot of fun working together.
Oh, look, it always is. We always have a lot of fun together, of course. And look, to be honest, I had been hoping for years that we'd get together and do something like this. So, like everything, schedules fall into place and the time is right. And, that's kind of how it worked out, wasn't it?
Yeah, the timing just became right.
Yeah. As I said, the two voices work well together. I've always loved Miranda's songwriting, so I thought, why not sit together, create something, and move forward with that. And it turned into something probably larger than we both thought it would, which has been a lot of fun, which is great. So, the intention was getting together and seeing how things went, and things just we've been doing things in leaps and bounds, which has been fantastic.
I'm being told in my ear, so far since we've been playing it, we've had 803 requests for it, and people have wanted to know through getting in touch with our reception people and stuff like that, more about it. They really, really have. Now, at the same time, Ryan, when we come back from playing this track, I'm going to ask you how our overseas fans can get hold of you, okay? So we'll be right back. But in the meantime, here is Ryan Neville and Miranda Easten, Whiskey and Roses. That's not bad. 803 requests so far.
That's awesome. Hey, thanks again for playing it for me, because it's and I've been fortunate with that one. You know, sometimes you think a song's not going to be any good, and it picks up. It's always the way when I try and choose songs, it doesn't always work out to be the one that other people pick. So it's nice to get.
You know, Ryan, I take people's music and absolutely just screw with it. I do mashups.
Nice.
And I have done for about 30 odd years, to be honest with you. I was doing them before they were even called mashups. To me, they were just Grant's mixes. I used to work at Stebbings in Auckland, Miranda, and in my free time, I just mess with music, see what I can do, what I can't do, and it's been a habit ever since. I put a few of my tracks into the system here, and Barbara and other members of the staff saying it should be a show of itself. They're that good, and I'm going,
yeah, that sounds like fun.
But the thing, Ryan, is that they're for me.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's nice that other people like them. I don't think they're good enough, and I'm just that sort of perfectionist. They are never good enough, if you know what I mean.
But look, you know, we're all like that. That's a tough thing, that, isn't it? I mean, it is, isn't it? You kind of think, no, look, I don't want the world to see it, but you know, sometimes those are the ones that are the gems, aren't they?
They really are, and believe me, this stuff there that I would play in nightclubs, and even, you know, for the last 30 years, right up to today, I play this stuff in nightclubs, get away with it. On the radio, I'm sort of like, oh yeah, but I've got that many people listening.
It's always a risk, isn't it? Because we've often talked about that. It's like, you know, do you try and put your best songs out there all the time?
Exactly.
But, you know, it's tough, isn't it? Because who's to say they're any good? Who's to say that they're bad? So it's tough.
I personally, to be very honest with you, have difficulty accepting a compliment from my own work.
I'm the same.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm the same.
Some people say, Grant, you're too humble. That's really good stuff, you know, and I'm saying, no, it could be better.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
You know, so I'm really shy about exposing in my own work, but, you know, stuff like what you guys are doing right now, love it. Absolutely love it, guys.
Yeah, well, thanks for that, guys. And like, again, same with yourself, it's always nice hearing that someone else appreciates it, enjoys it, things like that. But it's like what we've always talked about, isn't it? I mean, it's like anything. You put it out there, and you always know you could have worked on it, could have done better. You know, there's always more you could have tweaked and blah, blah, blah. But I've taken 30 years to kind of get over myself a bit with that, and I've tried to force myself not to overthink it. So I still do it. I still spin forever.
I should take a lesson there. I really should. Let's go back to the desk.
Hi, John in the UK.
John Foster.
Yeah, and hi, Cherie from the USA.
You can bring those roses and whiskey. Tell me you miss me. Everything will be alright. Just come home tonight. Just come back tonight. It'll be alright. Just come back tonight.
Hi, Robert.
Galaxy.
That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, 28 away from 11 o'clock. It is 27 degrees, hovering around Barbara's score. I think she's stronger right now. Thursday, January 16th, and, well, thank you for joining us, Dr. John Foster from Dr. John Foster Studios, surgery studios at that, coming out of Birmingham, England. Did I get that right? I didn't?
No.
I didn't. It is in England, though. I know that. Now,
Terrible.
he absolutely promotes a number of the artists that we know over in England and places like that. Maybe if I have a very, very close conversation with Dr. John, he may be able to pick up on you guys if you go over that way at some stage in your careers.
Sounds fantastic.
Nice.
We're always keen to meet up with new people and new places to play, for sure.
Absolutely. Believe me, we also have I'm not sure whether I've told you before, but we have a sister company in television in Jacksonville, Florida, and they take all of our interviews that we do, all the videos and everything that we do, and believe me, you guys are going to get a copy of this that we're doing on Facebook Live. We'll convert it over to YouTube. You'll be able to have a copy, be able to show your friends. You know, those guys in Komodo are really nuts. Don't do it. And we'll take some funny photos after this as well, so you've got some of those to be able to show your friends as well. But we have a lot of connections around the world, if you know what I mean, where if you're travelling anywhere, you never know, we might be able to do a bit of bizzo and get you in the right places.
Thank you. We're always keen. Always keen.
Awesome. And of course, we're going to do some work anyway down in Christchurch, bringing some bands that way, which is exciting to me. I like to be able to work within New Zealand.
Yeah, well, that's it, and it's good. We've got so many bands that haven't had so much talent in New Zealand. It's always nice to see new bands doing their thing.
Nice to be supported.
And
That's good.
we try to be able to do that. Now, Miranda, you're familiar with the Breeze down there.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
you've had a bit of a success with those guys.
I have had a few songs on rotation on the country evening they have. Yeah.
You know, it's not often that I mention other radio stations, like The Breeze, for instance, competition, but not really. They don't have our audience, really. But, yeah, take that one. Anyway, but it is always nice to be able to see a Cantabrian in Christchurch making it on a bigger stage. And radio is so important these days, more so than what people give credit for. Literally, they go home and... well, they watch TV and everything like that. But what do they do in their cars?
That's it.
Yeah,
Listen to radio.
Absolutely. So good radio stations will be onto it. And I'm so pleased that The Breeze is onto it enough to be able to pick up on your excellent work there, Miranda.
Oh, me too. Thank you.
Loving it. Now, having said that, and of course Ryan knows this, whenever you got any new work coming out, will you keep in touch with us? Will you come back to us? Can we release stuff with you?
Yeah, well, absolutely. I actually received a new song just back today. It's just been mastered in Nashville, and I haven't made too many plans yet on releasing, so we could probably work something out so it could be exclusively first released with you guys.
Sounds perfect.
Oh, you've got me all excited now. I got people bumps. Well, you know, people call them goosebumps. So there's a good question. Do geese have people bumps?
People bumps? That is interesting. Where did the name stem from?
Well, okay, people get goosebumps.
Yes.
Yeah, little, you know. So, in reverse, do geese get people bumps?
Good. See, that's one of those questions again. That's a great question.
Believe me, Miranda, I will have you tied up with these questions all day if you let me, literally, because I take a little bit of time and think of the impossible and see if there's an answer for it.
That's right.
Well, it's good to be curious.
Yeah, well, you know, it's like leapfrogging. Do frogs, you know, leap people? Do we
I
have...
haven't seen it, but who knows? Anything's possible.
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah, nothing like a bit of leap peopling, absolutely.
If you look on Facebook, there probably is videos of it. I'm sure someone's filmed it.
Well, here's one for you, and believe me, this is rather interesting because it really happened. The latest James Bond movie, of course, Craig Daniel and that, broke his ankle in recording the next rendition of it and had to have 12 weeks off. And in the meantime, in that period, the owners and managers and everybody got together and had a big meeting while Daniel was away and said, shall we make the new James Bond now a female? True, it really did happen. But to world acclaim, Ian Fleming did not write a female James Bond, ever. So stick to tradition. It's got to be a man. Well, sometimes they've used Australians. That didn't work. So it's got to be formally pretty much English, not American, but English. So they've decided to compromise. They will have a man, female, James Bond, a gay James Bond.
Interesting. Now that's a new spin on things, that's for sure.
Yeah, you know what they're going to call him?
What?
07.
Sorry, I had to laugh.
That's too
everyone
funny.
on
I like that. That's hilarious.
Well, you know, you've got to have a play on words sometimes, don't you? Now, guys, it is important that we are able to get hold of you, and I've got a very important question now. How do we get in touch? Are you on Facebook? Are you on Twitter? Are you on Instagram? But more importantly, Miranda and Ryan, do you respond?
You can answer that one, Miranda.
I do respond. I respond to polite folk.
She look, I must say she's very good. She's a little better than me because she has an amazing Facebook and Instagram pages and YouTube and pretty much everything social media. So
I do have it covered. I have a website, mirandaeasten.com, and with Instagram and Facebook and everything, it just tends to be Miranda Easten, all one word.
You know,
I've been pretty lucky to get the correct spelling on everything. So.
yeah. But look, as I said, she is amazing with, I've learned a thing or two. but, yeah. But yes, you can certainly get hold of us either on Miranda's site or Ryan Neville.
Yeah, my site links to Ryan's and Ryan links to mine, so...
Yeah, we're joint, yes.
Yeah. By the way, Valentine's Day is coming up too, by the sounds of it.
But you should say that because we've got our first gig of 2020 on the 14th, yes. So we're very much looking forward to doing that.
Promo, come on, where are you having this?
At Porter's Lodge, which is about an hour and a half from Christchurch.
It's Castle Hill?
Yes. Yeah.
Castle Hill. Yeah, I know the place well, actually. I really do. I've been thrown out of there a couple of times.
Wow.
Yep. Have literally escorted out. Go and get the hell. But having said that, guys, I think the modern day database for your fan club these days are on these interwebby sites, aren't they? Now, do you have a website itself? Do you have merchandise for sale?
Individually, yes, we do. And of course, our tour starts in May, so we're in the process of starting to put together merchandise, t-shirts, as we normally do. Caps, we seem to sell quite a few of those. Americans seem to love the caps, as we all do. And yes, there'll be various things like that, signed copies of CDs, all that fun and games. So we'll be certainly having that up in the next couple of weeks.
Cool. Well, I tell you what, keep me informed of that. I'll give it a bit of a promo for you so that we can focus people in that direction, because it's hard being an entertainer. It really is. And making music, it costs a lot of money. So we want to be able to have a little bit of Koha come back to you guys. And Koha basically, look it up. You'll find out.
Thank you so much. And look, right, if we could swap shirts, I promise you we'll send you one of our shirts. If you trade us one of yours, we love the Galaxy t-shirts.
Which one do you want?
Well, I like pink.
I'll have to be...
Well, actually, I do. I like pink and purple.
Brilliant. Fair enough.
Yeah, that's my kind of favourite colours besides black. Which is the uniform that I use. Now, the reason why I use this while doing interviews literally is not my choice. Normally I do have other bands and promote other bands, but just recently, of course, doing something with the late night television show over in Jacksonville, Florida. They take all of our videos, they break it down, plus at the same time, they play your music, if you know what I mean. Now, having mentioned that, we're going to do a little video after this for them, because we're going to send all of that over, and including links and pathways and all that to be able to get your music and stuff like that. But I pretty much guarantee you, Frank Moomer, while you're over that way sometime in the near future, I know you're going to be travelling somewhere, somehow, sometime, you never know, you might just end up in Jacksonville, Florida, and on television, this associated with us here in Aotearoa.
always looking forward to doing things like that and meeting new people. That's our thing. We enjoy that for sure.
Nice. Well, don't be surprised if Frank Moomer gets in touch with you at some stage, says, when you're coming over, come on down and we'll do something in the studio with you guys.
That sounds fantastic. We would do that.
It's all about promotions. It really, really is. We want to keep promoting you as much as possible. If you send us a couple of CDs, we would love to do a giveaway, stuff like that.
We certainly will send you a box of things for you guys, since you've been so fantastic for us and helping out and things like that. So we'll send you a kit of things.
I keep threatening people with that too, but I can't find a simple empty box. Yeah, a little note inside. Use your imagination. It's arrived. Anyway, I've been told I'm going to have to wrap this up right now, guys. But please, will you come back in the future? Miranda, it is an absolute honour to meet you. Please come back and do another interview with me.
Yeah, absolutely, I will.
And
it's always a pleasure to see you guys, and we'd love to thank you for everything you do for everyone else as well. As you mentioned before, promotion's such a big thing, and we always appreciate and love chatting to you guys. Of course, we have a load of fun.
I'm so pleased that you didn't scare her off right away, to be very honest with you. But Miranda, we are nuts here. I told you that. Well, welcome to the family. Ryan, always a pleasure. You're a family member, brother. You really, really are. And we love you so much. We really do. And appreciate all of your music. We do. We want to see the best for you. We want to be able to get behind you and promote you as much as possible. Miranda, take this from the heart. This is going somewhere. It really, really is.
Well, thank you.
Thanks again, Grant. That's fantastic.
That's Ryan, of course, and Miranda, of course, joining us here. Ryan Neville and Miranda Easten, right here at Galaxy. They will come back, I promise.
Kawerau 107 Galaxy FM.